All right.
Gotcha.
Welcome back to Gaming Vibes on the Sunday, episode 9. I'm your boy, Troy. I'm here with my boy, Warren, and we're going to be talking about games today. What's up, Warren?
Yes, sir. Not much, man. Chilling, Troy. You?
Man, I'm just hanging in there, about to get into this Watch Dogs and make it do what it do, bro.
Bet. But yeah, man, so we're gonna kick it off with like a little small topic. We're gonna say the Rockstar topic after this one.
All right.
What you think about Activision, right? We're just gonna say Activision
Mm-hmm.
having Sledgehammer Games make another World War II game after the recent Sledgehammer Call of Duty game was a World War II game.
Mm. You know, that's very interesting. Um, I don't. I'm thinking like there's maybe a bit of oversaturation of these army games that's coming out. We got the Call of Duties and things of that nature that we get annually, but and we
Yeah.
understand that they're needed. There's a population of gamers out there that crave these, PvP type shooters and things of that nature. But I was looking for them to
Yeah.
do something a bit more innovative, and I'm just not sure what
Right.
we're going to expect from this particular game.
My opinion, I think they should make a Call of Duty game where it takes place in, the prime of the U.S. versus Iraq war, basically. Like the prime of that war, like when that war started.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
like a battlefield type story, but not battlefield. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because they already got a modern Call of Duty game, but it's Modern Warfare and it's totally fictional. If they want to be historically accurate, why not do a game in the prime of the Iraq versus U.S. war? Why not?
You know what?
Run it
That
back.
that that'll be very interesting. Um,
Yeah.
the thing about that is, I think that it'll be too political though, due to the fact
Facts.
that we're still kind of
In that
currently
war.
in some form of dispute with the Middle East to some degree. Not as much as it
Yeah.
was like during 21 years ago, like
Osama bin Laden
Osama
and
bin
stuff
Laden
like
was
that.
running around in Al Qaeda. But I still
Yeah.
think there's still some sediment there in the Middle East that they have against the United States to some degree, and
Yep.
rightfully so to some degree. And
Right.
I think like that'll be touching the third rail too early. Maybe if you revisit this maybe in 40 years, yeah. But
Yeah.
right now, I don't know.
Right, because someone did tell me like that would be too controversial right now because like you said, we still have some type of form of beef with the Middle East. So,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
it'd be cool to see it though, man. Like something else besides, or at least a Korean war, the Korean War, or something like that, or a Call of Duty game solely focused on the Vietnam War, not running off to like the Russians and stuff like that. Solely on the Vietnam War.
I think, there's been games already that has done that in the past with the Vietnam War. And I get it, right? Like, you know, um, especially right now with the whole, unfortunately, with the attack that's occurring on the Asian communities and things of that nature,
Right.
companies are going to probably be a bit PC right now because they may try to not want to steer in that direction of any
Yeah.
kind of attacks or any kind of violence perpetrated in any form of medium against Asian people here in America because of the climate. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate, you know what I mean? Because people should also be able to still make the games that they want regardless of circumstance, but you still got to be sensitive to a degree and not turn off
Right.
demographic of people. You still got to respect, people at the end of the day.
Right.
Um, but I also think like, we could, you know, modernize these games in the sense of, hey, we could fight aliens, right? Or we can fight some other form of adversary, right? Like,
Right.
what if there's a one world government and the people have to take arms against now this totalitarian government that wants to run the entire world, and there's a bandit of people that's trying to band together and fight back against the type of global elitists trying to take over the world. Like that could be a
Right.
storyline or a plot
Right.
that I would
But
play
I
and
feel
get
like,
into.
but I feel like Halo does that already though. Like,
Yeah, but Halo has, yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I get what you're saying though. Like Call of Duty could make it like unique, like different. Like it doesn't have to be like Halo, like with all the futuristic weapons. It could still be modern weapons, but like you're fighting exterior beings, however you say it, like that, like
Yeah.
aliens and stuff like that,
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
with special
Absolutely.
ammo types and all that. Like I get what you mean. Like
No, I agree with you. I think also Halo with the current, graphical engine that they use is kind of
yeah,
still cartoonish in a
yeah,
way. It's not really like real to life, like real, animations of like real people, like in the way that they present it. Like the
yeah,
aliens look like they're like animated. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Where like
yeah.
if you compare it
But Call,
to, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like Call of Duty animations, those are real life people. And
yes.
I don't know if you can do a spin off of that and make it more, relatable to more realism, what I mean. But, I just think also like, why can't they just make a completely different game? Like,
Facts.
does everything have to be guns and grenades and war? Like, I mean, I know that's what you're known for, but could we do something different?
Like a free roam Call of Duty or like a medieval Call of Duty or something like that.
With no guns, I don't know how that
Like
would
straight
work.
swords and axes and all that stuff like that.
Nah, that wouldn't
People,
fly. I don't
well,
know.
for Call of Duty, I mean,
They will
maybe
riot.
maybe they shouldn't call it Call of Duty, but like, that make a new IP or something. Like,
I I think that people will riot. A Call of Duty with no guns, you can't
yeah,
snipe from like across the map. Oh no,
yeah, you're right, you're right on
people
that.
would lay an egg, and you know what I mean. Like real talk,
Yeah,
I think at least, you know,
yeah, people wouldn't touch the game. I'm sorry.
I don't think it would do too well.
Yeah. Cause Call of Duty, it's like they made so many like war games after war game after war game. It's like if they do something different with Call of Duty, like medieval or something like that, it's not gonna fly, like you just said.
Yeah, but see, the thing about Call of Duty, I think, is that, of course, there's Call of Duty fatigue because they annualize it so often.
Yeah.
Um, it just gives you the impression that it's a product that's just copied and pasted over and over again.
Yep.
And if you don't if you don't give it space, right, to at least mature in a lot of ways before
Right.
the next iteration comes out, people still gonna buy it. Don't get me wrong, but I think it just takes away from the mystique of the actual franchise. If you ask me,
Yeah.
like
Right.
let it breathe.
Facts. Like it don't have to be every year that you put a new Call of Duty game out, bro.
Agreed.
But if they miss 1 year, people's gonna go ballistic. They're gonna be like, "Where's Call of Duty?" And like, why all of a sudden you don't want to release a new one right now?
Yeah, but unfortunately, if you want anything of quality, you're gonna have to. Well, but at the end of the day, I think the developers, they're
Right.
looking to make money, right? And hey, if we can't control and be disciplined enough to not buy the shit and not expect them to, make any new improvements to it, well, why should
Facts.
they?
Facts.
Right?
And it's good that you brought that up because the next topic, Rockstar Games, yo. Where do I begin?
Oh boy.
First of all, their library, legendary. I don't care what no one say. They got the most legendary library out of any game franchise or any gaming company at it.
Hmm. I agree. I agree with you on that. Their catalog is rivaled by a very
But like,
few.
yeah, what you think though, man? Like,
As far as what?
what's your opinion?
About what?
Yeah.
About what?
What happened?
No, I didn't hear the question. What opinion about what?
No, I was saying, what's your opinion about like Rockstar Games nowadays, like in the modern times? Like, compared to
Oh,
like 2001 through 2012 Rockstar games.
oh, Rockstar. Oh man. Well, 2001, 2012. I mean, well, completely is a complete difference in the games. I mean, they went open world.
Yeah,
I mean, you can
facts.
start there. Um, Two, the games are much better compared to 2001 and now or whatever. And now I just feel like, they make so much money that they don't have to put out any product at, at all, or they're not in a rush to put out any product because we keep buying all the old shit. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like we keep supporting them regardless of how old the content is, and
facts.
GTA 5 is a prime example of that. Like
Yeah, man.
we
Like,
complain about them, but
but people still buy it,
you
and people still buy shark cards.
still buy the shark cards, you're still spending your coin, and they're still not releasing anything. You know,
Facts.
just
Yes.
doesn't make sense to me. You know?
Cause it's like they'll complain, but when it's time to stand up, they're nowhere to be found. It's like these YouTubers, right? Only the small YouTubers like us and other like small content creators speak up on it and actually speak the truth. Like the big content creators, like the ones that get flown out to the headquarters of Rockstar in New York and live stream from their headquarters and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and get sent packages and all that. Them, they'll speak up, but they don't want to ruin their relationship with Rockstar, so they
Oh
don't
yeah.
go. They don't be brutally honest. They just sugarcoat it, basically, which
Oh
does
yeah.
not help.
Oh yeah.
Which doesn't help.
Oh yeah. Like I was, not to get off topic, but I was listening to IGN the other day,
Right?
and they had this Batman game that was set to come out right this year,
Gotham Knights.
and Gotham Knights. Yeah, I believe that's what it's called, right? Gotham Knights,
Yeah.
and it got delayed, right?
Yep.
And the way they were talking about it, they were talking about it in such a way where like it's not a big deal, it's not an issue, and I'm like, no, it is an issue. Like because we've been getting delayed games the entire last generation,
Facts.
and
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, whatever large AAA game that we were supposed to get, we didn't get it when we were supposed to get it,
Facts. It
and
got delayed.
it got delayed. And then the thing is, what ticks me off is that, well, we don't know. IGN is quickly to say, well, we don't know what it takes to create games. It's so hard to create games. Well, listen, that's your job, right?
Facts. Yeah.
Like people go to work every day. It's hard to work every day, but people got to get up and do the damn job. Like I'm tired of it being, well, it's difficult to create games. Yeah, well then pick another job then. Like why do the
Facts.
consumers, why do the consumers, you know what I mean, have to
Yeah.
have pity, right, on developers because it's hard to create games. Like this is the field that you choose
Or
to work in.
yeah, or basically why we gotta sort of take responsibility
You
for
see what I'm
what their
saying?
job is difficult for. Yeah.
Yeah, like oh well, we're getting time crunched, so we got to work 80-hour weeks. Well, you know how many people got to work 80-hour weeks?
Or you know how many people gotta work overtime?
You know how many
Like
people
you're
got to
not
work
the only one,
overtime?
G.
You know what I mean?
You're
Like,
not,
and y'all
yeah,
making
man.
video games. Like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I was a video game maker and I had to work
I'll be
overtime,
blessed.
I don't think I'll be that mad, personally.
Facts.
You know what
Because
I
I know
mean?
I'm a part of something legendary and my
I'm a
work is gonna pay off.
yeah,
But you know, they'll do anything to defend these companies that they love.
yeah.
Like
So I'm just like, yo, can we talk about something else? But I'm just when it comes to Rockstar, I'm just yo. At some point in time, y'all got to give us a product on a more consistent basis. Like
facts.
the rate in which they're giving us these games now is just not realistic.
Two
For
games in the span of a decade, bro.
yeah, like that's not yo. I get y'all pedigree, but yo, y'all still gotta produce games at a clip that is respectable, that every other company gotta adhere to. So why should y'all be above the fray to not have to produce like that? Like, nah, I can't. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the same thing too, man. It's like y'all gotta at some point like at least stand up to Rockstar, like tell at least show them like, yo, we need a new game, like we need a new product. We're sick and tired of playing the same game on the same engine. And this expanded and enhanced edition, number one, how much more can you expand this game? Number two, we already know what it means by enhanced, like minor graphic changes, because the graphics changes was already huge on PS4, from PS3 to PS4. So how much more can you expand and enhance the game though? And I'm pretty sure they're gonna screw over the PC players and make them buy it again in order to
Oh, of
play
course.
online. They're gonna screw them over. Like it's like they don't care about us no more, bro.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's so anti-consumer, and so
Facts.
it's such a capitalistic move. But then again, we live in America in a capitalistic society, and I totally get it. But I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
damn, like when is enough enough? Like that's what I'm saying. Like when are you like, yo, like y'all made enough? Like, but then again, who am I to tell somebody when they made enough, right? That's what
Facts,
people are going to tell
facts.
me. People are going to tell me like, who are you to tell a private company when to stop making money? But I'm a gamer, so I'm just
Facts.
thinking from the best interest of a gamer.
Right.
Like, could we
We're
get
the
the
ones
games?
who we're the ones who helped them reach their financial success like that though. So it's like,
Absolutely,
because if it
absolutely.
wasn't for the consumer, then they wouldn't have that.
Oh, without a
They
doubt,
won't have. Yeah, right. Cause
without a doubt, they wouldn't have the success. And I'm not saying that they don't get like a different kind of benefit of the doubt than other companies because they've been around so long. And when they do produce product, it is a product of a standard that is damn good. But now,
right.
like, yo, we gotta raise the bar now. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You know?
Yeah, man. It's like, bro, like we get it, y'all. Rockstar Games, we love y'all. Like y'all gave us classics, but enough is enough. Like y'all can't sit up here and give us the same product and expect us not to be mad. It's like I felt like in the headquarters they was like, wow, why do people dislike this trailer so much? Oh, I wonder why. Let me see, because one, you use the PS3 footage
Hmm.
to at a next gen at a next gen showcase, which is
That
retarded. Like I don't
that's
get why you,
crazy. That's crazy.
if you wasn't at least gonna show some screenshots while the PlayStation CEO was talking about how it's gonna be expanded and all that. If you wasn't at least gonna show screenshots, don't show anything, bro, or don't show up at the event because it's next gen only. Why would you? PS3, that's 2 generations back. What are you doing, bro? Like, come on.
That's crazy. That's so disrespectful though.
Facts.
When you think about it, right? Like you're just showing like you just don't care. Like you're gonna do
I
what you
feel
want
like,
to do, regardless.
yeah, I feel like they treated us like idiots, bro. Like we wasn't gonna get mad about that. What you expect though? Like PS3 footage and PS4 footage when you show it online. And then speaking of that too, they only showed 30 seconds of footage for story mode, and then the rest was online. I'm like, alright, we're
Hmm.
never getting single player DLC. People need to stop saying that. When each time they release a GTA game, they're gonna just drop the single player and that's it. They're gonna focus on multiplayer. We're not getting no expansion. Even though Red Dead 2 is the perfect game for an expansion, but
Oh
who
my
am I to say,
god.
right?
Oh my
Like,
god. You're so right about that.
it's like, bruh, it's Red Dead Redemption, not Grand Theft Auto, not the Grand Theft Auto series. Like, this
Facts.
game is single player. It's known
Hmm.
for single player,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Its predecessor had the best DLC of all time. To
Hmm.
everybody, even non-Rockstar game fans said that.
Hmm.
It was so good, it was considered its own game, like
Hmm.
GTA 4 and its DLCs. So I
Hmm.
don't. So why they just stepping backwards? Like, you should have known it was gonna fail. Like, why would you try to GTA Online a game like Red Dead.
You know what I think it is?
What's that?
I really think they just don't care.
They don't.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I really think like at the end of the day, they feel like, yo, y'all gonna buy my shit regardless. And
Exactly.
hey, we already made billions, so let us
Right.
continue to make more billions. Like,
Right. Right.
you know what I mean? Like, and again,
Yeah, man.
it comes down to us picking and choosing what companies can do this. Because every company can't do this. Best believe, every company
Yeah.
can't do a Rockstar and what they've done. You
Cause
see what I'm
EA,
saying?
man, if they would
EA
have
couldn't
pulled
do
what
that.
Rock, they would have crucified EA. EA
EA would
would
have
have
no. They couldn't. EA couldn't pull this off, right?
no.
Even if they tried, right? People would have been rioting in the streets if EA ever decided to do something like that.
Yeah. Right.
Just wouldn't have it. Like they complain about Madden every year, right?
Every year.
Every and I get it, right? They make very small increment changes in that franchise, very
And
small,
they're not even natural changes. It's like
right?
they slow down the movement and call it realistic movement. Like,
Facts. They do that.
bruh.
But think about it, right? That's a football game, right? It's only so much you're going to do in it. You're doing the same thing over and over again, the same plays over and over again. It's not a deep game with
Right.
intricate systems. You know what I mean? Storytelling,
And
mechanics
that's what
going on.
I don't
You
mean to
know?
cut you off. That's what franchise is for. And Madden, like that's why people's like, yo, what you doing with franchise? Why not? Why you focus on Ultimate Team so much? Like,
Absolutely.
cause niggas spend thousands every year on packs. I'm telling you, bro. Like,
I don't see why though. I don't even. I couldn't do it. Like when I play Madden, right? I play
yeah,
franchise mode. And
right,
I try to play like the whole 20 season deal. So like I try to play, you know what
yeah,
I enjoy it. Like and that's why I can't wait until the NCAA football game come out because I'm gonna
right,
do the same
right,
thing,
right,
right? Because I don't instead of buying the game every year, yo, I probably won't buy another Madden game for like another 2 to 3 years because I play those whole 20 seasons, right? Because I like to
right.
draft the player. I like to build the player stats up over the years and look back and like go, damn, all right, I really improved with this team or with this player. We doing. I like to see stats like that. It's weird. I like to see that.
Right. All right.
But like you said, they just don't do enough innovation. But Rockstar again, they don't have to do anything more than what they've done because of their name.
Right.
And I think at some point in time we got to let them get off that shit because
Facts.
they've been dying on that hill for the last 20 years. Like, yo, like y'all got to come off that. I
Right.
personally feel, you know.
Cause it's like they know that they're Rockstar Games and they built their reputation because like they're one of the pioneers of the open world genre. So they're like, people gonna love us, people gonna buy our games. So why not just release bullshit? Like, why not just release crap? Like, we could release a game that's an hour long and people will still buy it and give it 10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like,
That's crazy.
but you know, Metal Gear, Konami got, man, they was on Konami for that.
Well, I think in that situation, I think rightfully so because Konami kind of did themselves dirty. Like Konami has
Right.
IPs that if they really decided to invest in and put the work in, like they can be
Right.
great. Like they got legendary IPs that I used to play as a kid that if they actually brought back and did it right,
Right.
you
Right.
know, they can really get back in the game and be like competing with like the Naughty Dogs or things of that, the BioWares and things like that.
Right.
But they just don't for whatever reason. And then when they do like create a Metal Gear, it's half-ass. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then they put out this Metal Gear. What was that? Metal Gear Survive?
Ground Zero? Oh,
No,
Metal Gear Survive? Oh,
like
Metal,
what?
yeah.
What are you doing? Metal Gear
Nah,
Survive?
that wasn't it, Chief. That wasn't it.
That ain't it, Sway. That
They
ain't
ain't
it.
had the answer, Sway.
They didn't have the answer, Sway. They just didn't have it. That ain't it.
Metal Gear Survive, bro. Come on, man.
Come on. What we doing?
Where's Silent Hill? Someone tell me where's Silent Hill.
Oh my God, man. You know what's crazy?
What?
I don't. I'm at the point now where I don't even want a new Silent Hill. I'd rather play the old shit because I
True,
feel
true.
like the old one. I don't know if you played any of the old ones. And
Nah.
don't get me wrong, right? Like they have
Yeah.
the old tanky controls. Like if you try to play it now after playing like these modern games now on these controls, like
It'll feel like,
you'll
wow, what
feel
is
awkward. You'll
this?
be like, yo, what am I doing? Like I can't control this. Like it's uncontrollable, right? So it'll probably be very awkward to you, right?
Right.
But to me, because I'm familiar with the hardware, because I played those old games when they initially came out, I will be right. It'll be fine with me. But at the
Right.
same time, the gameplay, the story, some of the games that come out today can't rival the games that came out 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like I played, you saw my, I don't know if you saw my gameplay of Alan Wake that I did on
Yeah,
this
Alan
channel.
Wake. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that game came out in like 2010, 2009, right?
Right.
That story is so good that it's better than a lot of the stories of these horror games that came out in 2020.
Right.
It's crazy,
Nah, I hear you. I hear you.
you
I
know?
hear you. Say, yeah, man. Cause I was watching. I'm like, wow. I mean, I actually want to get this game though. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
I would suggest you play it, man. It's a really dope game.
I see. I see.
But what are you looking forward to? You got Resident Evil, The Village coming
Resident
out.
Evil.
Are you looking
Yeah,
forward to
Resident
that?
Evil Village. Not really, but like,
How come?
I'm looking forward to Deathloop though. Deathloop. I'm looking forward to that.
How come?
I don't know. One, it comes out on my birthday, and two,
Okay.
it just looked like a fun. It looked like a fun game. Like,
Okay.
and it's made by the company who made BioShock, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So why not? It looked like a fun arcadey experience. So
You know what? I wish I can share that same enthusiasm, right, with you, but I suck at
what's up with it?
PvP games. So
PvP.
yeah, I suck at them. So, like you said, you almost broke your. You said you broke your HDMI, right?
Yeah, man. Yo,
Let's tell that
I broke
story.
my HDMI playing RDR2, bro. Doing
Why?
a challenge for Dominoes. Doing a challenge for Dominoes. I was trying to do the challenges, get them out the way. I already did all 8 of the other ones. I just had to do one more row, which was the gambler, right? The dude, I have to win 3 rows domino rounds in a row. Dude beat me on my 3rd one. I picked up the TV and I like slammed it on his face. Like I kind of like
wow.
slammed it, or I picked it up and was like screaming and started punching it. But like the TV didn't break. But then when I looked in the back of it, the HDMI was all bent and it saw a wire. So I'm like, damn. So I couldn't let my mom see it. So I'm like, damn, I need to find another one. But luckily, from our old cable box, there was one laying there. So I picked it up and put it in my TV and never looked back. I'm sorry, bro. The game just aggravated me, yo. Like,
No, listen.
why is there challenges based off of luck? Like,
I
bruh.
agree.
Like they were based off of how lucky you got. Like,
Yeah, that don't make sense. And at
it's like,
the same time,
right,
dude, I would break my TV playing PvP. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how bad I am at PvP games. I just don't want to play against another online player. Like I'll play with you. We can team up against the computer and play, but nah.
Yeah, man, nah.
I'm not that great. I'm old.
Oh. but you see, I can't play Warzone for too long. I'm sorry. If I'm not playing with friends, I can't play Warzone for too long because I'm gonna end up throwing something, and I don't want to throw nothing. So.
Oh wow.
Like I said, when it comes to games and they make me mad, it's like I have a short temper. But I get what you're saying. Like I got to learn how to control that. But at the same time, as soon as your friends come out of nowhere, oh you suck, bro. I'm like, aren't you playing with me and you died too? So how am I trash, bro? Like shut up, dude. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Like, how am I trash and you also died? Like, bro, come on.
Yeah, I
But
couldn't do
yeah,
that.
I'm with you on PvP. If I play for too long, I'm gonna get mad. So,
Yeah, I just don't got it in me.
no, yeah, man.
But what do you think about the fact that we're like maybe a half a less than pretty much going into almost a year pretty soon with these next
COVID.
gen consoles, and we still don't have any expansion of hard drive on the PS5. Like with the Xbox Series X, they have their proprietary memory card slots that you can just stick in those little
Right,
slots to expand the
right,
memory. But on
right,
the PS5, I noticed you can't, you don't have that expansion yet. Like,
right.
what do you think about that?
I think that's bullcrap because it's like, bruh, you only gave us 600 and something gigabytes out of 825
Thank you,
gigabytes of SSD.
thank you.
So therefore, these games are getting larger and larger as time goes on. So
Yep,
therefore, don't you think we should have SSD expansion at least right out of the gate, or at least a week or two after, or at least the latest a month? We're going 4 months without an SSD expansion. You can't do HHD, which is a hard drive, because if you do that, the games are not going to be able to run on it because it has to be on SSD, or
absolutely.
you're not going to be able to take advantage of the graphical and improvements and stuff.
Hmm.
So, and then I heard like if you use the HHD on your PS5, it's starting to brick people consoles, and I'm like, all right, bro. Sony, you
Yeah,
gotta do something, yo. You gotta do something.
yeah.
Like,
I heard the same deal, and that's why I decided not to install one. Like I've saw
yeah,
several videos of people using those HDD drives and
yeah, man.
storing their PS4 games on them to free up space on their PS5. But I'm a little bit weary of that because I don't want that to happen. I don't want to brick this console that I had to pay more than the retail price for. And
Right,
Sony still hasn't put out any solution to that yet. And my thing is,
right,
I'm like, well, why aren't the consumers saying anything about it? Like, why aren't Sony PlayStation players that only play on Sony's platform complaining about this? Like, I get it. Like, you want to be loyal to your brand, but yo, you're not getting the optimal product that was advertised.
right. Cause it's like, bruh. I mean, I get it. You trying to be loyal to the brand, but like you just said, but like, gee, you'll complain about something that does not matter, but then as soon as it comes to what matters, you don't complain. It's like it's backwards.
Yeah.
Like these PlayStation Play at Home games where like you can download free games without PS Plus.
Hmm.
The only good game that's worth downloading up there is Subnautica for
Yeah.
the PS4 anyway. I'm on
I noticed
PS4.
that. Yeah.
It's like
I noticed that.
so we gotta pay just to get at least half decent games that you put up there anyway.
I noticed that. I noticed
And,
that.
and plus, if the game is not a Sony exclusive multiplayer game, why are we paying PS Plus to play other multiplayer games?
Thank you.
Third party multiplayer games. Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto. If they could, it would be Warzone. Like, bro.
Dude, when Warzone came out, I was really surprised. I was like, they're not trying to monetize this? Like, this is a free game? Like, y'all giving.
Facts.
I said, what are you guys doing? You know?
I'm kind of happy though. I ain't gonna lie, cause Xbox only recently, like 2 months ago, made it to where like Warzone, Fortnite, Warframe, stuff like that. You don't need Xbox Live to play. I'm like, took you long enough.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Wait, but
Cause
don't you need online to play against other players though?
nah, cause
Oh,
you can play it. Because like games like Warzone and all that stuff like that, they're on PvP off the bat, like off the rip, they're PvP. So
mm, okay.
like you have to play with other players.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
So yeah, that's why it's like people was like, bro, we paying a subscription just to play what, Warzone? When on PlayStation and PC we don't have to do all that?
Yeah.
Cause it's like, yes, but like, yeah, it was about time they did that. Cause I'm like, yo,
But think about it, right?
Right. I'm listening.
We're giving them credit for something that they should have already done.
Facts.
Right? And it's crazy that we have to resort to that. Like we like this is something that should have been in the works. Like Microsoft has already done that.
Right.
Like why are you guys not on board for that yet? Like why are y'all so behind and not so willing to work with people and work with what works? You know what I mean? Like give up a little.
Right.
Give back a little. But
right.
I don't know if it's because Sony is a non-American, non-North American company. Maybe that's why they operate like that.
Well, they need to get over it because their consumers has been waiting. At least, like, just in general, Xbox and PlayStation players can add each other, be in parties, all that type of good stuff.
Right.
Nintendo, too. They got to get over that, too. PC, I'm pretty sure you can do that with Xbox players and shit like that. But PC and PlayStation, PC and Xbox. I don't know about Nintendo, but those two, they could collide together. Like, people could play with each other on that, but Xbox and PlayStation, like, they gotta get over that, bro.
No, I feel
like that's the only way this console war will at least settle down a bit. Cause like, if you have a console war, I swear, bro, it's like you gotta be such a loser, bro. Like, why are you arguing over a piece of plastic?
Literally. No, I agree.
Like, come on, man. Like, do something better, bro. Argue about how the economics in the country is going down. Argue about how inflation's about to go up. Taxes, all that good
stuff. You going deep. You going deep on them.
But you know, this is gaming. This is gaming. So I'm going to keep it gaming. But I'm just saying, no, like,
I'll have to bring you on my other channel.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, this is strictly gaming. So I'm going to leave politics and stuff out of it. But it's like, bro,
bring you on my other channel.
Yeah. There's more things you could worry about in the world, but you're worrying about a piece of hardware.
Yeah.
Wrapped in plastic. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, right? Is that these guys be like, well, you know, Sony sold more consoles last gen, and I'm like, so what? Like, who cares? Like, dude, are you getting what you pay for? Like, are the games coming out that you want to play? Are you happy? Like, is the software good? Like, do you feel like there's a leap in graphic fidelity in the games, in the hardware? Like, are you getting what you want? Like, they're not even asking those questions. All they're concerned about was, well, Sony's winning. Like, what?
Sony sold more of this. Microsoft spent more of that. First of all, why are you worried about what a billion million dollar company is spending? Okay, let's get that out the way. Secondly, it doesn't matter how many consoles you sold. It matters about the quality, not the quantity. You ever heard of quality over quantity? Oh, well, PlayStation got better exclusive. Microsoft got some sleeper hits too. Don't sleep, bro. Don't sleep. Like, come on, dog. Just because exclusives are good doesn't mean that the console's better than the other. Like, dude.
Listen, especially right now, with all of these acquisitions that Microsoft is buying, you know, I was very skeptical, right, when Microsoft decided to release the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S, because I was like, well, why would you release two consoles, one being less powerful and one being more powerful, right? I was like, well, what would be the point in that? And it was so genius in marketing, right? It was so genius because I didn't see everything that they had coming down the pipeline. Like, if you think about it now and you see everything that they've done in the footprints that they've walked in now, it was a genius move. They bought all they bought all these studios. They expanded their Game Pass with so many different games. And guess what? They're not even saying that you need to upgrade necessarily to the next gen console right now. They're saying, look, you can access our new games with hardware that's still competent. That's like $300.
Man,
you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a win-win for consumers.
Right. I feel like Sony be moving backwards, yo. Like with the PS3, when they first released it, the first model with the PS2 emulator and stuff in it, I feel like they was moving in the right direction. But then they started moving backwards. You had more powerful hardware. I get it. You don't have as much money as Microsoft to be doing all this extra fancy lancy stuff. But little do you know, the Xbox is only just a tad bit more powerful than the PlayStation. It's not like it's like a PC versus PlayStation or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a tad bit more powerful. It's not a major difference, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, bro.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
But I feel like Sony is more than capable of letting us be allowed to play PS1, 2, and 3 games on the PS4. Now, it doesn't have to be all of them. I'm just saying, like, at least most of them, like Xbox are doing. You could damn near play all of the Xbox games that they have.
Yep.
Via backwards compatibility. You don't even gotta buy a digital version. If you have an old disc, put it in the Xbox and see if it works. If not,
Yep.
you have to dust off the old Xbox. Like, it's like it's that simple, Sony. But you know, they won't do that because that's not where the money's at. The money's in the new games, not the old ones.
But what it does is it alienates your last gen software because now you can't capitalize off of it, right? You can't resell it. You know what I mean?
You can still profit.
But they don't. Right. They're not willing to invest in it though.
Right.
You know, and like there was a conversation right the other day.
All right.
And the conversation was like, well, who wants to go back and play like Gran Turismo 2 or something like that? Well, there's a lot of people that would like to go back and play those old Gran Turismo games. There's a lot of people that haven't experienced that generation. You know what I mean? And you know, and it might not look the best. They might not look like the new stuff, but that's not the point. You're still allowing them and affording them the opportunity to those experiences, right? And that's how you build a fan base. You know what I mean? And I just think they're just forgetting that. And Xbox is just, yo, y'all want to play our old stuff? You want to play the 360 stuff? Sure, enjoy.
With graphical enhancements, bro, and performance enhancements.
Absolutely. Like, it's night and day. Night and day, man. I just don't get their logic.
Right. Speaking of that, what you think about fans starting to like go their new argument, right? Basically, I'm talking to somebody, right? I'm like, okay, so what's your actual reasoning? Not just they sold more units and all that. What's your actual reasoning on why you think Sony is better than Microsoft? And he said to me, and I quote, well, Sony communicates with the community more than Xbox. Xbox, all they do is communicate by buying companies. I'm like, what are you talking about? What?
Yeah.
It's like we barely hear from them. Like, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Any of them, we barely hear from any of them. Not just Sony.
Yeah, yeah.
They only speak to us when it affects their pockets.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you talking about? Like, and he's like, oh, well, you're just a hater. I bet you're one of those corny PC players. I'm like, all right, bro, shut up. Stop talking to me. Don't talk to me again, bro. Shut up, please. Because clearly you don't know what you're talking about.
You know, the thing that I don't get, right, that people, they like to use that title that they're a gamer, right? And if you're a gamer, right, you have to not have an allegiance to any platform. You go where the games are, right? It doesn't matter where you're playing, right? But these guys clearly have brands that they prefer. And I'm not saying that you can't have a brand that you prefer over the other. But games are going to be played all over the place. And if you're going to have a bias, right, against a company that make games, then theoretically, in all essence, then you're really not a true gamer. Right? I'm just saying, right? Let's say that, right? But I mean, like you said, right? It's not an issue for these companies until their pockets or their bottom line or their residuals are affected.
Facts.
and then you see them come out and then they want to be transparent. But when the getting is good, right? You don't hear
They
nothing
don't.
from them.
They could care less.
They can
It's
care
like, oh, they're
less.
not complaining. Oh,
Hmm.
let's put this out and see if they bite on it. They didn't bite on it, so let's just keep doing it until they complain. Like you see Xbox, right? They was about to charge $120 for 12 months and then have a 6 month option for like what, $60? I'm like, yo, the deals and the games that you offer when you get Xbox Gold by itself is not even all of that to be charging that much.
Right.
So what are you doing? But
Right.
you know, oh, have you heard Sony and their PS Now subscription? They only charging $1 for this month, but instead it's $1 trial. So therefore, after the 29th, you're gonna get charged $10 after you just spent $1 on that.
Ah, Sony. Jesus
And then
Christ.
they compared it where Microsoft there's $1 for 36 months, each 36 months.
Oh my God.
And Microsoft offers more. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm a PlayStation player, but Microsoft offers way more on their services. I'm like, Sony, what are you doing, yo? Like,
What are
come
you
on, man.
doing? They
Y'all,
they
y'all moving backwards.
they,
And the
they just,
games y'all have up there, it's like mad PS4 games. Like,
yeah,
barely any PS2, PS3, hell, even PS1 games. Barely any of that.
dude. Take it from me, right? Like I have a
Right.
PS4 Pro and I have the PS5, right? And I'm looking
Right.
on. I'm playing on the PS5 now, and I play on the PS5 now more than I play on the PS4 Pro.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, why did I buy this console? I could have, yo, I'm good on the PS4 Pro. Like the PS4, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? To be dead honest with you, I'm
Right.
saying this, and I'm being honest with you. I feel like the PS4, we could have rocked out with that for another 5 years.
Facts.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The
You
games
see
that they
the
were
PS
being, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you see the PS3 when they released the PS4, people had their PS3s for a good while
Facts.
until you know these companies start being shiesty and like, for example, Call of Duty. They started they removed the whole campaign and only gave you multiplayer and zombies, and then people were like, what the fuck?
What is this?
Let me go on the PS4 and you see Rockstar. They stopped supporting online for the PS3 and 360. So like, I'm like, yo, come on, man. Y'all were
And
more than capable of adding way more things to those games that you had on PS3, bro. And
absolutely,
if y'all felt that way, y'all should have waited until the PS4 came out.
Is taken care
I
of.
agree with you a
But I
thousand
get it.
percent.
Treatment is in a safe
But I get it though. It's
location.
like y'all already like developed most of the game on PS3, so it would be kind of a screw up if like you had to start over again. So
We could always use more
But
at the same time, I don't think it's that hard for them. Graphic, just see what they did with GTA 5. They basically just took the PS3 version, updated the graphics, and added more features and weapons and all that stuff, and then they put it on the PS4 because it's on the
literally,
same engine. It's on the same engine.
same engine, same engine.
And I heard this PS5 version is supposed to be on the Red Dead 2 engine. I'm like,
Oh my
okay.
God.
Do you not know how clunky these controls are? I'm not trying to
Oh
sound
my
like that
God.
guy, but I'm gonna be that guy. Do you know how
Oh.
clunky these controls are, bro? On Red Dead 2.
Yes.
I
Yes.
am a big fan. I am a big fan of this game, and I'm even saying like, yo, these controls be kind of weird sometimes. Like I was riding my horse, I'm trying to turn to the left or like trying to get out of a tree, like wedge and stuff like that. My horse kept doing spins and spins and spins. I'm like, yo, where am
Hmm.
I supposed to point the analog stick at so you could get out of the tree or something, bro? Like, what are you
Hmm.
doing?
Hmm.
But
I I I uh I beat Red Dead like a lot like you, right? Like we beat
yeah,
Red Dead despite of the issues with the controls. Like they knew
right.
there was an issue with the controls, but the story was so good that I was like, I'm still going to play this through. Like I'm still going to
Right.
beat this game. And I think it reminds me a lot of like Bethesda's like Fallout games. Like have you played any of the Fallout games? Like
I got Fallout 4 right in my drawer right here.
cool, right? I've played all of
Right.
them, and I have Fallout 4 too, and I like Fallout 4. But those
Fallout 4 is pretty
games,
good.
yeah, but Bethesda Fallout's are mainly known for the charm and the bugginess, just like Skyrim, right? Skyrim is known to be a great game, but it's known for the charm of being a buggy game, and we give it a pass
Right.
because we know it's not going to run right, or we know it's going to glitch, we know it's going to be issues with it, but we're like, yo, that's expected because it's coming from this company.
But you
But
see 76 people put their foot down. They said, oh, nah, bro. We ain't doing this time.
76 was a listen, in my dumb self, my dumb self, right? I went
Right.
out and bought that game day one
I
because
wouldn't call you
I'm a
stupid.
Fallout guy.
I wouldn't call you
And
stupid. It's just like you was excited for the game. Like,
so disappointed.
you know, I seen the bugs and glitches. I'm like, hey, yo. Who man's created this game, yo?
Yo,
Who
man, who
man's
you
is
telling?
this?
Oh my god, man. So disappointed, man. But I want to see now that they're under Microsoft's umbrella and they got
Right.
this unlimited disposable money.
Right.
What are y'all gonna do about that? Like, what are y'all gonna do going forward with the next Fallout? Like, um,
I believe they ain't gonna do nothing. That's
you
what
don't
I
think
believe.
so?
I think they gonna still stay the same. I think it's gonna take backlash. Like once they announce it, people gonna be like, "Yo, you better not release what you released last time." For them to be like, "All right, we gotta do better this time. We can't be lazy with it."
Man, I hope so, man.
Me too, bro. 'Cause I like Fallout 4, despite the mutant that you gotta fight at the beginning of the game, kind of. But like after
Yeah.
you find the dog and all that, I quit the game. But like I would happily go back to it. Oh, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I would go back and play it, most definitely. No
man,
doubt.
man. I just and so we got Starfield coming out. Is what's that
Starfield?
gonna look like? Yeah,
What's Starfield? I'm sorry, but I don't
that's
know.
that's that's Bethesda's next
Title?
it's like their next big AAA game.
Ah, okay.
It's going to be taking place allegedly in outer space.
All right. I'm
So
cool with that. That sound pretty dope.
I don't know if they're going to use that same engine that they use on Fallout. Like that engine is like 15 years old, my man. Like we gotta
Switch it
use
up,
a
bro.
different engine. Yeah, like use like what's that Unreal Engine 5 or something like that. You got to use something different.
Or
You
at least
know,
Unreal Engine 4.
or
At least
four,
something.
something, right? Like let's. But again,
Right.
if we don't demand that shit, like,
They're gonna just keep doing the same thing, like Rockstar.
hmm
But instead, Rockstar could get away with it, get away with murder. Bethesda and all of them, not so much.
absolutely, absolutely.
And it kind of make me feel bad for these companies, but I don't feel too bad because like I feel bad because they crucify these other countries for things that they should be crucifying Rockstar for.
Hmm.
Rockstar can do certain things 10 times worse, and people will give them a pass, which they do because they throw shark cards in your face. I mean, like, bruh, as soon as you load in the game, oh well, if you buy a Megalodon shark card, a Tiger through Megalodon shark card,
Hmm.
uh, like recently they did this thing where they added value to the Megalodon shark card, which I'm like, you should have been did that because
Right, right,
that's the actual value that it should have been. Like
right.
what, 12 million, or at the most it should have been 30 million or something because they overprice everything, yo. I mean, down to the t-shirts, they overprice
It's
everything.
it's a robbery, man. I feel like
It's
it's
highway robbery, bro.
highway robbery at its highest order. And
Right, bro.
hey, these guys want to steal.
Buy it and support them. It's like they'll complain, right? Like we just said, they'll complain, and as soon as it's time to actually take a stand and like tell them like, hey yo, we sick of this. You gotta stop doing this. They don't do nothing. It's like they'll
Nothing.
kiss up to them. They'll get on all fours for Rockstar. It's like, are you good, bro? Like, what are you on? Like, who mans is you? Like, come on, bro. And when I be watching YouTube, like, oh well, today Rockstar just announced they were doing something for the community. Yeah, they're like what? Like what? Please tell me what they're doing, and I'll gladly contradict myself. Do what? Exactly what I thought. Nothing. What are you talking about?
For the community. Yeah, all right.
Right.
Good luck with that.
And the same community is like they share the same community with Take-Two and on them. It was like 2K. You know, 2K is a sorry ass community. I ain't gonna lie. So they're the most unhappy community of all gaming, or one of the most. Right beside Call of Duty. But like, yeah, I mean, Call of Duty's multiplayer community, or PvP community. Let me rephrase myself. The PvP community is toxic, yo. What?
Oh, is it? Is it?
Yes. You gotta look at some videos, man. Like the old days, like on 360 with Modern Warfare 2 and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The game lobbies, yo. I was watching, I'm like, damn, son, that's what they was doing back then? I'm glad I wasn't on the game. For real. I'm glad I wasn't on there, bro. Nah, for real, yo. Like, I'm like, damn, they calling each other the F word, not the other F word,
listen, man.
The slur, the N word.
It wasn't a safe place, man.
Wasn't safe for kids, yo.
It
But
wasn't safe.
I heard that's how kids like who played back then got toughened up now. So,
man,
at the same time, it's like you shouldn't have to go through that type of verbal abuse, yo. Like,
listen,
that's verbal abuse, yo.
It literally is. But also, like, that's why, like, for a while, like when I would play like online games, sometimes I wouldn't necessarily play with like younger cats because of that reason by itself.
Right.
Like I don't want to, like, I'm paying for this shit. I don't want to hear no young kid cursing me out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, I'm not going for that, bro. Like, nah.
Cause I was playing with my friend, right, and then some dude, we was in the lobby. I'm like, we was trying to give him advice, like tell him like, yo, if you got the most cash on the team, don't sit there and try to fight the enemy. Go deposit the money.
Right.
Shut the fuck up, kid. Don't tell me how to play the game, kid. I'm like, nigga, fuck you too. Then we just trying to tell you how. We just trying to help you, nigga. What you talking about?
You see?
And then he was like, nigga. I'm like, all right, bro.
See?
So, of course, the white people always got the little white gamers, the little white kids always got to resort to that where he's like, first of all, I'm black. And then I'm like, I'm 53. And I'm like, this is exactly how I was, silence. I'm like, you black, but you use the slur version of the N-word, the N-I-G-G-E-R.
Right.
And you sound white as hell. So, I mean, like, you sound like you white, bro, but like,
I mean,
even though I don't like to judge people when they sound, because you could sound white and be black and like.
I mean,
like,
look,
you can't sound the color, but like.
I have a zero tolerance for it all across the board. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear like that kind of terminology used at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
And maybe that's just me because I'm older. You know what I mean?
Right. I respect it.
So it's like, you know, I'm just like, yo, I just when I play my games, that's just not the space that I want to be in. You know what I mean? But no, it is like that. You know what I mean? To some degree, where, but that's why, like, when I play online, I'm only playing with select individuals. You know what I mean?
Right,
like people that I know.
Like
you know?
Right, because like when I hear music, I'm like, you ain't got no damn respect, don't you, bro? Like, you don't got no respect, G. Like, you could be saying it to someone who's way older than you that had to actually go through that.
Right.
It's like, no respect at all, my guy. Like, what? Stop, bro.
Yeah,
and he said, bro is a slave term. I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you even know what you're talking about? Are you on drugs, sir? Like, come on, bro. Are you on drugs, sir? Bro is short for brother. What are you talking about? I googled it too. I'm like, let me make sure I don't look stupid, and let me see.
Yeah,
I
you
searched
can't.
through the I searched through the definitions. I'm like, bro is short for brother. What do you mean it's a slave term, stupid? Come
You,
on, G.
you can't argue with everybody, man. You know what
Right?
I
Because
mean?
they
Like
always
some
gonna
people,
think they're correct. They're always gonna think they're
absolutely,
right.
man. You got to just let people believe what they want to believe. As long as they in their corner and they ain't bothering you, hey,
Yeah, just let them talk.
you know what I mean?
Right.
But like I said, man, you just gotta. At the end of the day, man, just you'll see it as you get older, and you'll be like your tolerance for certain things will diminish. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like what you'll be willing to accept from people and deal with as you get older, you're just gonna feel like,
Right.
yo, I'm just not gonna put up with that. Like, no,
Right.
I'm not gonna accept
Cause,
that. You know?
Cause it's like, gee, like, what are you saying that for? Like, do you got a reasoning for saying that?
Right.
And it's like, oh, I hate. One dude told me like, oh, cause I hate black people. I'm like, give me a sole good reason why you would hate black people. A good reason too, not just oh, cause they're black. No, give me a good reason. He got silent. He left the game. I'm like, exactly. You can't give me a good reason, cause you're not. Cause why do you hate an individual? Like, hate's a strong word, G. Like,
Very
because of
strong.
the skin, because of a skin color, bro. Like, and you can't give a good reason why you hate them because of their skin color. Exactly, because there's no reason. What are you talking about? Like,
Hate is
but you
a
know,
very
this about games. So that crew you got on Watch Dogs, man. Like, tell me about that. Like, how you recruit all that? That crew is fire, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
yo. So I don't know if you noticed, I've been losing key members in my crew now. Like I got at least a good 15 heads with me, and they all got different
Right,
purposes.
right,
But the people that I really enjoy, that I really had, like since I've been playing the beginning of the game, they've been dying on me, or I've been really screwing up in missions.
damn,
So I've been losing them. So,
oof,
but you're actually able to go out and recruit, more people. So it's not like you're ever going to run out of people to recruit. But
right, right,
once you do run out of people in your team, the game is over. So you got to
right.
be mindful of that. So you always got to keep a roster of people.
Oh, so if everyone in your crew dies, the game's over.
The game's over at that point.
Damn,
So
wow.
if all these heads right, all my operatives, if they all die, then the game's over for me. But I try to be strategic and pick certain people to do certain missions, to do certain things, and it's like a puzzle. Playing this game, but
Oh
overall,
man.
like several times I've been thinking like, yo, the game's over. There's no more content to the game, and then there's another mission, then there's another mission. So it's good. It's been holding me over, and
Right, right.
I feel like I've gotten my $60 out of this game, to be quite honest.
Ah, that's good. That's good.
And I really feel like, with that being said, I do still feel like there wasn't much to really do in the game other than just doing the missions. And maybe I am complaining a bit, but I do still feel that there's still room for improvement. And there's going to be DLC that they're going to be launching. They're going to be actually adding Aiden Pierce. I don't know if you remember who Aiden Pierce is from the first
Yeah,
Watch
Aiden
Dogs.
Pearson Watch Dogs 1.
Yeah, so he's going to be coming in DLC to this game at some point in time. So I guess you're going to be able to play with him. And I'm gonna be honest, right? I
Right.
really enjoyed Watch Dogs 1 more than I enjoyed Watch Dogs 2.
Me too. I thought I was the only one. Thank God. I thought I was the only one, yo.
Why'd you enjoy Watch
People
Dogs 1?
Watch Dogs 1. It had more things to do. It had a deeper
Yep.
story. It was more
Mm-hmm.
serious. It
Mm-hmm.
was the first open world game I played that took place in some other place other than LA or New York or Miami. Like
Right.
Chicago, it's like you barely get any games in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Saints Row. I don't know. They said Saints Row is based on Detroit. I wouldn't know, but
Right, right.
yeah, like Chicago, and they actually like captured the gritty, dark atmosphere too. I'm like, I really like this game,
Mm-hmm.
despite the lying that they did with the graphics and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this game. It's like people gotta stop judging games off of like graphics and stuff, dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
it depends on longevity and like gameplay. Like
No, I agree with you.
if a game could hold you over for years, and then like if you ain't played that game in years, you be like, wow, I gotta buy this. Like then you know that game was fire. Like, bruh.
Oh yeah. No, to piggyback off of what you said, I thought Watch Dogs One was like a great game. Like I listen, I mean, there's things that could have been improved on it, of course, but
Right.
it was it really, like you said, it had more of a serious tone, and I respected the story,
All right.
and you know, I kind of got a bit confused when Watch Dogs 2 came out because it took more of this,
Silly.
comical, silly, underpinning,
Hipster. Hipster
you,
approach,
the
basically.
hipster, yeah, like, yeah, hipster approach, absolutely. And I said, well, that's not the direction that one went in. And I said, well, I'm not satisfied with that.
And Aiden Pierce was in made a cameo on Watch Dogs 2 also as a side mission. I'm like, alright, bro,
Absolutely.
now y'all forcing it. Now y'all just like, oh, well, Aiden Pierce was in our last game, so we gotta take advantage and put him in the new game. I'm like, alright, bro. See, now y'all are like, come on, G.
Yeah,
Now y'all forced it, dog. Like,
absolutely.
he didn't
So
belong in Watch Dogs 2, and I think he does not belong in Watch Dog Legions, in my opinion.
I don't even know where they're going to go with him in Legion. Like,
Where would he even fit in? London though?
he's
Like,
in what would he be doing here? Like, I,
right.
but again, these are questions that need to be that need to be answered. Like, I
Right.
mean, but I'm a wait and see before I really
Right, right.
you know
Judge it.
crit- judge it and critique it. I haven't played it yet. I did see
Right.
gameplay online of Watch Dog Legion, and I'm like, it doesn't really look like anything that I really want to get into. Like, it's a lot of co-op. It's no PvP,
Right.
but it's co-op, and I'm like, I respect that. But a lot of it is like, you got to have timing because you're going to be doing things with other people, and
Right.
unless you're like mic'd up and people that you're playing with, like how is that going to be? Like, are you really going to enjoy that? And
Right.
like, are you going to be expanding the map? Because if you look at the map in this game, I'll pull up the
It's
map.
pretty small. It's
It's a
pretty
pretty
small.
small map right here, right? This is the entire game, right? But if you
Right.
expand out a little bit more and you go to the right, you look at the bottom, look at all this open space down here. And you
Right.
look at this, you're like, well, why didn't you guys, is this DLC that's grayed out over here in this area? Like,
Right.
what are you guys going to do with that? So, I don't know what Ubisoft is doing. Like, they just, you know, God bless their soul, but, they just,
Yeah, man. Like,
sometimes they need a little direction, you know.
what do you think about a PS5 Pro?
I'm appalled that we even talking about that.
Like, cause it's like,
I'm,
bro, we just got the PS5 and it's good enough, bro. Like,
I'm disgusted.
look, why you discussed it?
Oh, I'm highly disgusted because you couldn't even get enough of the PS5s out,
Yeah, yeah.
and the
Right.
fact that like, bro, we don't even have expanded memory yet.
How
How
are we
you
getting a Pro?
how you getting a pro yet, bro? Like, I don't know.
Like, gee,
What do you think about that? Tell me what you think.
I don't know. I feel like we're not ready for that yet. Like, cause like you said, we didn't even get expanded storage for the PS5, like actual expanded storage. So I don't know why we getting a Pro, or why people even talk about a Pro.
Bro, this is I'm like a pro, like, for what? Like,
The
so
PS4 Pro didn't come till like what? A couple years
years
after.
later,
Right.
yeah. But my thing is, if you needed a pro in the first place, then why didn't you just make the PS5 powerful enough in the first place, right?
Right. Right.
Why wouldn't you just wait and just make it as powerful as you want instead of releasing it when you did? Like, that don't even make sense.
Right.
Like you forced these consoles out. You knew there weren't enough to go around initially,
Facts.
so you knew that. Why would you then?
I would have rather them kept it a secret that the consoles were limited because I would have accepted that more than these scalpers actually buying them up and
Oh
then like
man.
basically forcing people to pay extra price. And speaking of that, whoever says like you're the reason, bro, it's like they gotta
Oh
stop because they would have
man.
probably did the same thing if they had the money too. I don't care what no one say.
Listen, you know how many times people told me that? Well, you're the reason why they're. No, I'm not. I'm a
The
gamer.
scalpers and the scalper bots, the people who sell them, are the reason. We're
Yeah.
just the consumer who wants the console. We ain't trying to
Mm-hmm.
wait an extra
Mm-hmm.
year or two just to get
Mm-hmm.
a console like naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't blame us. Blame the scalpers
Bro,
and blame the people who sell them the bots,
bro, I was online,
right?
right, at
Yeah,
the launch of the console, trying to get one. I was online, right,
right,
during pre-order, right, when you was able to go out and try to get a pre-order. I was trying to get a
right,
pre-order, right.
right,
So you can't tell me that I didn't make the efforts and take the steps to attempt to get these consoles the legit way. I did, right? I even went
right,
online, like I even had my girl going online, right? While she was
right.
at work, like my girl was like setting up like BJ accounts, bro, just so that
Yo,
she can get priority to be able to buy a PS5 online for me, right? Like
right.
I'm telling you, like my girl, I would say my girl went as hard as me in a lot of ways to try to get
Then
me a
that means you got
PS5.
you a good one. That
You
means
see
you
what I'm
got you a good
saying?
one, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like my girl was like, yo, whatever it takes, yo, we gonna get you a PS5. Like she was like opening a, cause like you know like if you like certain places was like giving you the ability to go online to order them, right?
right,
So my girl was like, so what we gonna do is I'm just gonna open up accounts at these places that we don't shop at, so that
right,
I can if I'm at work and they have like them going up for sale online, I'll just buy it and we'll just be able to
right,
get one that way. And my girl, listen, I got my girl into gaming. She doesn't even game. I got her into gaming, right? She only played Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that. But
all right,
she's like going all out for me to get it, and she still wasn't able to get one. So I'm like, I had to resort to a scalper. I had to resort to that because I wouldn't have gotten one. You know what I mean? I listen. And the thing, the reason I was able to come up on the Xbox Series X was because the day that it launched, I knew that there was going to be scalpers that was trying to get rid of them the same day. I knew that they were trying to make money the same day. So what I said, what I
right,
was going to do is, yo, the same day it comes out, I'm just going to go on offer up and see if
right,
somebody's got one. And
right.
I met up with a dude, and he was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'll sell you my Xbox Series X brand new with the receipt for $800." All right,
Oh,
cool.
okay.
All right, I'll take a $300 hit. All right, $300 more than what I really want to pay. But if I really wanted to have it day one, then that's what I
All
have to
right,
pay.
all right,
All
all right.
right, so I got it. PS5, right? Was impossible to get a PS5. I knew I still wanted one, so I had to go and offer up again. Unfortunately, I had to go out of state.
Yo,
I had to listen. I had to go up to New Hampshire to go buy it
we're out of state.
in New Hampshire.
Damn.
So I went up to New Hampshire, and the dude
New
like,
Hampshire.
but the dude he didn't scout me too crazy, right? I bought it from
Right.
like this Asian cat, right, in New
Oh, okay.
Hampshire. It was like a 2-3 hour ride for me, but I had the day
Right.
off, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. If I really want a PS5, I'm just gonna have to go get it. So he was like, hey, I'll do you a favor. If you come all the way up here and get it, I'm selling it for 700, but I'll give it to you for 600. I was like, yo, I was like, bet. I say, yo, you know what? I say, you know what? I can't beat that because I'm not going to be able to get it anywhere cheaper than that, whether online or anywhere else.
Yo.
So I just took the ride up there, and I was like, yo, you know what?
Damn.
So I went up there, got it brand new, right out the box, with the Target receipt, and $600. I was able to get the PS5.
You snatched you a deal, yo, because
That was a come up.
niggas would have still charged you like what, $800-900
Eight,
for it?
$900. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
those shits is
man.
still going for like $1,200 on eBay right now.
The people
twelve hundred
still
dollars
buying
on
it,
eBay, and people are still buying them shits.
and like people are charging almost the price it was for the console originally for the box, yo, for the
Literally,
box.
you believe
For
that?
the yeah, man. People are selling boxes of the PS5 and people are buying them, yo.
The box, bro. Come on.
But I think the only reason people buying the box is because they don't know that they didn't read the description of the thing.
What's
But
that?
if you buying a box willingly, like actually know it's a box and you buy it, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yo, I
Like, that's
was,
plain stupidity.
yo,
Like,
I
come
was,
on, man.
I was. You know, it's crazy, right? Because I almost slipped up too one time, right? I was thinking about buying a PS5 on eBay, right? I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy a PS5 on eBay, and I was concerned about getting like a brick in the box, or just getting something else that wasn't the PS5, and
Right.
not being able to recoup or get my money back. So I was like, yo,
Right.
before I do that, I'm just gonna calm down. I'm just gonna hold on to my money because I've heard so many stories of people buying this shit online, and then when they get home, it's not what they actually paid
Right.
for. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then,
Right.
and I didn't want that kind of resentment. And I mean, it's. I've heard stories of people getting robbed. I heard stories of, you know, there was a story of a kid getting killed, like shot, because he was going
Yeah,
to, you
man.
know, meet up with somebody, and the dude wanted to rob him for his money, and he didn't want to come off his bread, and he killed him. It's
People are evil, yo.
people. I'm telling you, man. It's. But then again, I blame Sony because
Right.
you didn't have to sell these shits online. You could have
Right.
had it didn't make sense to sell them online.
They did that. They did that shit on purpose. I don't care what no one say. They knew what they was doing, yo.
You
But
could
in
have
reality,
they could have sold them in the store.
they
What do you
lost
think?
more money than they gained. Like, to be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
scalpers made more money in
Mm-hmm.
total. I'm like, yo, yeah, I know
Mm-hmm.
y'all losing out on bread though, right? Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, like
Mm-hmm.
there was one time during the whole fiasco, they blatantly came out and said online only purchases. I'm like, do you not see what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Sony, are you dumb? Do you not know what's going on?
This doesn't make sense.
Sell them in the store, but then yet again, you know, GameStop employees and Walmart, any employee of any store that sells the console, you already know they're gonna take it for themselves. It's inevitable.
Oh
They're
yeah.
gonna take it.
Yo, I remember when they was doing the pre-order of the
Right?
PS5s at GameStop, and
Yeah.
GameStop would have like the number of quantity of
Yeah.
PS5s that they would have actually for pre-order at the
On the
store
window.
on the
Yeah, yeah.
window. So you'll get online and they'll be like, all right, we got 10 for pre-order at the store. So you'll get there and you'll get online and you'll get to the cash register, and then you'll be the first one, and then they'll be like, hey, we only got 5 left, and we're like, yo, y'all just opened the doors, just let us in. Where the other 5
Now
go?
you
You
only
said you
got
had
5.
10. You said you had 10 on the
Right.
window, but now you got 5. What they were doing, a lot of from what I've been hearing and what's been reported, was that some GameStop employees, they were scalping them shits.
Right. I'm like, yo, they wildin', bro. Like, these people are scums, yo. Like,
They were scalping them shits, bro.
and when I heard one of the scalpers got robbed, like, I don't wish that on anyone. Like, I don't wish anyone to get robbed because I've been robbed before and it's not fun.
Yeah.
Knowing that you can either get shot, stabbed, or beat up, jumped, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, yo, you brought that on yourself, G. Because you
Mm-hmm.
posted 900 for digital, 1,100 for the disc version. Tap in, bitch. I'm like, you asking to get robbed.
You actually.
You're asking for it.
My thing is, if you're selling a PS5 and you want to do hand-to-hand transactions, yo, you're
Right.
only going to meet me at a police station.
Facts.
Yo, you want to buy this shit? Meet me at the local police station. That's the only way you gonna get this shit from me.
Because you're not about to rob me,
You're
yo,
not
in
about
the
to
middle of
rob
nowhere.
me and kill me and leave me for dead somewhere. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Meet me in front of the hospital or the police station. We not going nowhere else. We're not going in front of no store. We're not going no.
Nah, we're not doing that. Nah, we're not doing that.
Like you said, meet me at the police station, bro. I feel more safer there.
Alright.
Absolutely.
Just another day on the job.
Looking sharp. Your
Absolutely.
Yeah,
pay
man.
attention to you unless you let them take a
But
close
like, I feel like people, like, they shouldn't have robbed him, but at the same time, he asked for it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Like, why would you do that? Like, why are you posting that online, bro? Like,
That's a great question.
is there something wrong with you? Like, why are you doing that? Like, stop. This helps because, gee, like, no one told you to scalp it, and we're not gonna feel pity for you. We're not gonna pity you. Like, bro, feel some pity for me. Nah, G, you asked for that, bro. Ain't no one about to feel sorry. Ain't no one about to, nah, bro. You know, there's people crazy like that. They won't even like. They'll send people after you to rob you, yo.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Like, I'm
tell
sorry,
you,
but like,
do you think going forward that at some point in time there's going to be another company that's going to enter the gaming console market?
No.
Why not?
I don't mean to sound harsh, but no. Only reason I say that is because if they screw up, like, and I mean if the console's not perfect, people gonna bash it, tarnish it, all that. They're not gonna accept it.
Why not?
Cause it's like you got consoles like you basically got consoles like PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. You got PC. So I mean, like, if you come into the console game, like you come into the console scene with like a new console and stuff like that, it's like you better deliver. You better come correct, because if you mess up or if you lack any part, if it's not up to date or as good as like these consoles they got out now, you're not gonna make it. Like, they're gonna eat you alive, yo.
Really?
You're
you think so?
Yeah, you're not gonna sell that much. You're not gonna, like I just said, you're not gonna sell that much. People are gonna bash your console. People are gonna ruin your reputation. So if you even try to redeem yourself, it's impossible. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wish it was possible for someone else to come into the console scene, but I don't think it is. Maybe it's possible if you're a multi-million, billion-dollar company who wants to try out gaming, like Google. But you see, Google failed miserably. That shit was ass. I ain't gonna hold you.
What happened to Google? What happened to Google Stadia though? What happened to that?
Oh, they laying off for firing their employees, so they're shutting down the Google Stadia thing.
But why though?
Cause it failed. No one liked it. Like, it sucks. Like,
that's crazy.
You're paying for the subscription, and then you gotta pay for the game on top of that. And on top of that, you don't even have the license of the game. So basically, they could take your game if they want to, or you could lose your game because you don't got the license to your own game that you brought off of their website.
I'm not paying for that, bro.
And you're also paying $120 annual subscription if you pay for the annual one.
Nah, they smoking dicks. I don't know nothing about that, bro. Like, that's some next shit.
Facts.
Like who do they thought was gonna like sign up for that? Like, who was gonna like be like, yeah, that's it. Like, that's what I want to do. Like,
just because they had mad AAA titles and all that doesn't mean people gonna be on board for that. Like that.
But even with with the AAA titles, does that even guarantee you the content? Like you say, you don't ever own it.
Nah, like, say for example, you sign up for the subscription, right? Say if you bought the $120 one, boom, you're signed up for a year. It's a subscription service, reminds you. So when you finally browse the games, you think like, oh yeah, man, I got free access to these games. I just paid the
Intruder
subscription.
alert.
No, you're gonna have to pay another $60 for the game that you want to play.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
Facts. And then
Well,
after that, you don't even own the license to your own game. You know how like if you buy the game on disc or if you buy it on the PlayStation Store, and then like you basically own the game now, right? Like you
mhm.
own it, like actually own it, the license and all that to stream it, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Stadia, you don't get that. You don't have the license. You basically don't own it. You're just borrowing it basically, or like paid to play it on your
Intruder
subscription,
alert.
and then they can
Intruder
take your
alert.
game whenever they want to.
Nah, I'm good. But like,
Yeah, I'm good on that.
but see if it, but see, I'm not so anti-digital because
Yeah, me either.
I do have a Steam account, right, for PC,
Right.
and I do have a catalog of Steam games on Steam
Right.
that
Right.
I
Right.
do go on from time to time, and I play on PC. I play on my Steam account, and I got
Oh,
games
you
on
play on
Steam.
PC?
Yeah, I got games on
Oh
S-
shit.
I got games on Steam that I do play.
Alright.
And I had games on there for years that, from what I've seen so far, like that I'm not going to lose them, even though they're digital, but they're linked to my Steam account, and I've had them for years. And
Right.
so far, so good, right? Steam hasn't gone out of business, but then again, Steam isn't offering you software. They're just a streaming service that allow you to stream games, right? They're not offering
Right.
you a controller. It's more like a platform, in a sense,
Right.
right? Like a
Right.
PC
Right.
platform. And
Right.
for whatever reason, like they've been very profitable. It has worked. So I don't know
Right.
if Google Stadia was trying to take a Steam approach, but
Yeah. I mean, Steam basically already established itself. So I mean, like, if you even
yeah,
tried to be like Steam, yo, I mean, like, it was a good shot. I ain't gonna lie. It seemed promising. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like it didn't seem promising, but it just wasn't it.
yeah, you're right.
Especially them admitting that you don't actually own the TLC to the game. Come on, yo.
No, you got a point there. You got a good point. You got a great
But it
point.
was promising. I'm not gonna lie, it was promising. I liked the idea. I really did.
Yeah, but they wasted so much money, like
On
to
these
push
licenses
that.
for these big titles. On it.
Yeah, to push that, and now it's dead. Like I don't know. That's a lot of money to just throw
Just
down the
throw
drain.
away.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
But you know, Google's very profitable, so you know
oh
they
yeah,
like that was
To
nothing.
keep you occupied, I dragged
oh
in
yeah.
still images and a recording from an internal investigation
No, I
into
agree.
Cassini's death.
I agree.
Internal site assessment
Yeah, yeah, man. But
Mr. Cass
I totally
experienced
agree.
do you?
traumatic
Now here's my question for you: do you think another streaming service like Steam, Google Stadia, etc., could come into the scene and dominate?
a random event.
Hmm.
Mr. Cass's initial
You know
symptoms
what?
included insomnia, paranoia, distorted
I
memory,
think
and
if
recurrent
anybody
flashbacks.
stands a
However,
chance to
he
do
appears to have
that,
channeled his anger
it's gonna be
and
Steam
self-described powerlessness
Right.
into his work.
because they've been around for so long and they've been operating
Mechanism
right within the same realm as consoles and these major
Right.
console brands.
on
And
Right.
the games that literally end up on
fitness to run a
consoles,
national
most of the time
Right.
typically come to Steam, except like the major
Right.
AAA, like single player, games, right? And even some,
GTA, Call of
yeah,
Duty, all that.
GTA, yeah, those games are going to come to Steam, but like The Last of Us still hasn't come to Steam yet. Like Super Mario World is never going to come to Steam, right? Like those kind of exclusives, you're not going to get on Steam. But like of course, Halo has come to Steam because Microsoft is a PC platform at heart. So of course she was
Yeah.
going to be able to get all of the Xbox exclusives on a PC platform such as Steam. But I think if
Right.
anybody had the ability to infiltrate that realm and to exist and to succeed, I would think it would be Steam. I would think it would be, you know,
Right. Right.
I think that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? What do you
Yeah, I
think?
feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel like if some new like a new streaming service or streaming platform for games was to come out, I feel like the people who would like get a good head start or a good start is Epic Games, like, cause they already got their own thing going on with that too. They had GTA 5 up there. I'm like, oh, so they really is expanding beyond Fortnite and all that.
That's true. No, you're right.
I'm like, but I feel like they knew what they was doing with that GTA 5 for free deal, because now there's mad kids on the PC version. I'm like, yo, they knew what they was doing. Like,
You think so?
yeah, they gave the game for free so that when they go online, they pay for the shark cards. So basically, they're still paying. And it's like, the game is not free to play. I hate when people go like, oh, well, online's free to play. No, it's not, bro, because if it was free to play, we wouldn't have had to pay $60 for the game. So how is it free to play?
Right.
Free to play is a game that's completely free from the jump, like, and it's optional to pay for microtransactions and all that stuff. Those are games that are justified to be over monetized. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, those type of games with over monetization and all that stuff like that, those are justified because the game is free from the jump. GTA 5, you pay for it.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you have to pay for it, right?
You have to pay for that.
So, and then when you go to the online component, or you have to pay for the whole game to get to the online component. So the online is not free to play. You have to pay to play it. And even after that, they're forcing microtransactions down your throat. So therefore, it's more than a pay to play. It's pay to win, basically. Hover bikes with missiles, which is retarded. Flying cars, and I'm like, yo, who mans this? Like, who came up with this show? Like, imagine adding a flying bike in a nightclub update. Huh? Like, come on, G.
Yeah, that's a bit too much.
A flying bike in a nightclub update? Are you...
Well, I mean, it wasn't just that. I mean, you put the Back to the Future card and shit. I'm like, how does that... what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, you got a flying DeLorean in a GTA 5 game. Like, y'all just all over the place. Like,
that shoots missiles, my G. Like, come on.
I'm like, it kind of ruined it took me out of that immersive experience.
That criminal, that becoming a criminal. I miss when it was an actual grounded story about being a criminal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was into the setting up the weed installations and selling cocaine and the biker, you know, biker gang, setting up your base. I was into all of that until it went off the rails.
Fake IDs.
The fake IDs, you know, I'm like, yo, then it went with some next shit.
The doomsday, like, you're saving the world from a nuclear distress, and you have to fly jetpacks, and which I get because jetpacks was in the game from San Andreas, which they should have been had in story mode, but that's not the point. The point is, it's like, bro, the game is about being a criminal, not a superhero, my guy. Like, what? Yeah, like, bro,
the shit went Saints Row.
Facts! I was just about to say, someone basically said it turned into Saints Row.
It went Saints Row.
The developers even clowned them too. They like, so who's copying who now? Like,
yeah.
But I'm like, at the same time, Religion, like, y'all ain't come out with a Saints Row game in like what, 6-7 years, bro? Like, stop talking until you release a game. Like, stop, please.
Oh man. I mean, Saints Row. I mean, do we even want Saints Row at this point?
Saints Row can still come. Saints Row can still come back with a comeback. I don't know how. Saints Row can come back, right?
Yeah.
It can more than come back. They just gonna have to deal with being called a GTA clone, which was pretty dumb. Like, oh, we're tired of being called a GTA clone. We're our own identity. So act like your own identity. Don't change up the whole concept because you don't want to be compared to a game. And if anything, I look at it like this: if you're being compared to GTA, then you're doing something right. What?
Yeah, but I think they're fooling themselves if they believe that they're their own, you know, entity. Like, y'all both influenced each other. Y'all both took from each other.
Right.
You know, and
like GTA Online, futuristic shit
like,
came from Saints Row.
Yeah, like,
the flying bike came directly from Saints Row.
Yeah, like, let's be Let's be
And
real
Saints
here.
Row 1 and 2, when it was still about being a criminal and not gangsters in space, it took influence from GTA 4 and all
Yeah.
that. So don't be ashamed to be a quote unquote clone. Like,
And
I hate when
forces
people
in
be like,
space.
"Oh, this is a
Yeah.
GTA copycat." Why can't the game be its own? Like, why can't it be like, "Oh, here comes Saints Row"? No, it has to be, "Oh, this game." Like any open world game that come out, right? This is why I feel like Watch Dogs is not given much love. It's because it's not like GTA, or it's not as good as GTA. It's like, bro, look at it as its own game. Don't sit there and look at it as like, oh, is this gonna be as good as GTA? Like, come on, bro. Like,
It'll never be as good as GTA. But at the
right,
same time, you don't have to create a GTA to be a GTA. Like what makes GTA is what Rockstar puts on it, right? Like they put their own spin on the
right,
open world game. But there's a lot of
right,
open world games that are better. Well, there's been open world games that are better than GTA. But
right,
you know, we have to allow other companies to exist in that forum of GTA, in that same space. But people just want what they want from who they want it from and are not so willing to accept other companies entering that realm. Like we spoke about the other day, Sleeping Dogs.
Sleeping Dogs. I feel like that was better than GTA
Bro,
at the
that was
time.
a great fucking game.
Right, I don't care
So
what no one said.
I
I
don't
don't
care
care what
what
no one
anyone
said. It's
says.
better than GTA. It was better
Yeah.
than GTA in every aspect. Atmosphere. No, not atmosphere. I'll take that back. GTA captures the atmosphere so well, but like the
The
melee system.
location and the
Oh
story.
my, the location, story, and melee system. The melee
Absolutely.
system.
Oh, the melee. Whew.
You didn't even feel like you need a
Whew.
gun every 5 seconds in that game. You could
You
just
didn't.
fight people.
You didn't. But I don't think people wanted to use a gun in that game. I think it
Right.
was more cool fighting people. You know what I mean? Like, but I also
Like,
think like other games benefited from that kind of melee system, like Arkham Knights. I mean, not Arkham
right,
Asylum, like those Batman
right,
games. You know what I mean?
right.
That
I
that
feel you.
that piggybacked off of that mixed martial art type combat. You know, and you know, but
Right.
we gotta let companies grow and let them experience what they need to experience on their own time and stop comparing them. But at the same time, I think there needs to be also new companies entering the gaming market that we need to allow to exist because we are getting like there's so many. I like remakes, but at some point in time, I I'm done with the remakes. Like I want
Yeah, I
new
don't want to
games. I
remake.
want new
I don't want to
stories.
remake every year. Like,
Yeah, like y'all did the Resident Evil remakes. Y'all ran them into the hole. Cool. I played
cool. Right.
Resident Evil 2 and 3 when they came out initially. I
Right.
get it. There's a generation of people who haven't.
Right.
But,
Okay.
I get it. But, what are you going to make all the Resident Evil remakes again?
Like,
Like, I mean, come on. Like, what are we doing? Like, if you missed that wave, go back and buy the old systems and play the old games and experience it that way. Like, I don't know. It's my
yeah,
opinion.
man. But I feel like the only remakes that I would accept like year after year is Grand Theft Auto. I want them to remake the trilogy, like the real trilogy: San Andreas, Vice City, GTA 3,
I need a
GTA
complete
4.
remake. I need a complete remake. I want from the ground up.
Yeah, I don't want no graphical enhancements, and that's
Nah, I
it,
don't
bro.
want no graphical enhancement. I don't want that. I don't want no. I don't want that. Mm-mm.
Ground up, like Resident Evil, like ground,
Yeah,
like
a
they changed the camera
reimagining
angle. Yeah,
everything.
they changed the camera angle, the controls, the dialogue. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Pretty face, not risking. Remember?
No,
and
I'm
I
with you
think,
on that.
Patch me in.
and I think there was another game that was a real great remake from the ground up, like Mafia Definitive Edition, the first one.
Oh man,
Yo,
yo, Warren, listen. If you want to play a game that could rival a movie, right?
Mafia. Yeah,
You gotta play Mafia the Definitive Edition, the recent one that they made. But you gotta.
right.
What I would recommend that people do is play it on the Xbox Series X or the PS5.
Yeah, I
You
was
can
about
play
to
you
say
you
the
can play it
last
on the
gen
PS4
consoles.
too. I mean, you can pull
Yeah.
it off on the PS4 too. But I'm gonna tell you that remake was probably one of the best remakes I ever played.
Right.
Now, mind
It
you,
was
I never.
action from the ground up, but except
I
they did.
yeah.
Well,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
they did recycle some Mafia 3 animations, and it wasn't as brutal. But
Mm-hmm.
I get it because Tommy and what's his name? Tommy. I'm gonna just say Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Angelo. Yeah. Tommy Angelo's not like Lincoln Clay. Like he's not a trained
No,
soldier. He's a
no.
taxi driver.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
turn
yeah.
a mafia.
Mm-hmm.
A made man. So
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't make sense for him to know how to cut throats and stab
Mm-hmm.
people. Like it wouldn't make sense. So
But what they did for that game, as far as the aesthetics and the story and the reimagining of that world, was downright phenomenal. Like that's how
right,
you do a remake, a reimagining of a game that came out almost 20 years ago
a decade ago, like two
or a decade
decades.
ago. Yeah, like, and I was so satisfied with it. But I don't want that to be the trend.
Right. And that was
You,
another game set in Chicago too. I'm like, wow, man.
hmm And if you
I'm like,
notice, Mass Effect is coming out with a trilogy as well.
yep. But
Bless you.
thank you. But yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda. I don't know what they did with that game.
Oh man,
They dropped the
listen.
ball.
That game had, and I was a dummy again because I'm a big Mass Effect fan. I bought that day one,
Like
and
I said, you're not really a dummy. You're just excited. You're a fan of the game. I brought games that I probably shouldn't have brought. I ain't
yeah,
gonna lie to you.
yeah.
I brought WWE 2K18. I was still a fan. I'm like, yo, this don't hit the same. Like
hmm
that's why I was thinking about selling it on eBay. I almost succeeded, but
hmm
I tried to create my own PayPal account, and I needed my Social Security, and I heard if you enter a Social Security and they check your age, they hold your payment. So I'm like, frig, I just refunded them this money and just said, fuck it. Like, bruh.
hmm
But hey, I
No,
still got it. I don't really want it, though. Like, I'm thinking about selling it.
no. I totally get it, man. I totally get it, and I just hope that with Mass Effect, with this remake that they're doing, that's going to be released very soon, that
Right.
that it actually lives up to the hype. Because I remember um, the prior Mass Effect games, and I played all of them, and
Yeah.
they said that they have changed the controls of Mass Effect One to make it more modern, which is good.
Right.
And of
Good.
course, they've updated some things as far as scenes and different components, and it's great. But I want to
Alright.
see it, and I'm looking forward to the series as far as when the next one comes out. But
Yeah.
I want to see new games though going forward.
Right. I heard they was remaking Crisis,
Whew,
but I heard that's like a graphics demo, so I don't really care too much for
man,
it.
that's a. Have you played any of them?
Any of the Crisis? No. I thought about it. I almost did,
Oh
but I
man,
wasn't able to, man. Well, I missed out or something?
Warren, man.
Don't tell me I missed out, bro. Cause I heard it was just a graphics demo type game, like the remake.
Nah. Well, I don't know about the remake. I haven't played the remake, but
But the
the
OG one,
series.
it was
Oh
a good
man,
series.
Crisis is a great series.